Wake up!
What's going on, everybody? It's Married to Film, and this is our podcast. How you guys doing? Right. So this is different for us. We've been talking about this for a long time,
Yes.
and here we are. We're finally doing it. So this podcast is everything back in the day. And what's good about this and that, and, in the conversation is that back in the day can be 2 years ago.
It really can.
And as long as we do it, you'll always have stuff back in the day.
Always.
So
That's a good for that.
right.
You got that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He said, I know. And of course, you guys are going to get different aspects for both of us because we had different upbringings. I mean, Ralph is strictly from Detroit.
Right.
And I'm from North Carolina.
Right.
So everything, like, we're going to have different things where we have different sayings that mean different things. And you already know where I'm going with
Yes,
that
I
one.
do.
So we always in different dances, different styles, our different styles and clothing and all that kind of stuff. And so you're gonna get a little bit of everything during these podcasts. So I hope you guys enjoy this.
Yeah.
Because this is definitely different.
Definitely. So the first topic of discussion that we're gonna go through is I told her pick 5 things that were the most memorable moments from like the 80s.
1980 for you younglings.
80s. So
1900.
So what things that stood out to you that you remember, so
You gonna let me go first, or are you gonna?
Okay, go ahead.
No, I want you.
because I know one of them we probably got the same thing.
No, I doubt it.
Okay.
I mean, for the 80s.
Yeah.
No, I doubt it.
Okay.
I don't think we're gonna have the same thing. No, because I strictly from like growing up and stuff.
I know, but I'm thinking one of them could be the same thing. But
Okay, so it is not in any kind of order.
no order.
So what you get is what you get. It is we're doing 5, but it's not like the top 5.
Right.
So
No order.
no order at all. So for me, it's not my number 1, but it is one of the most memorable moments of my 1980s and growing up in North Carolina is actually seeing Prince and the Revolution.
Wow.
You cannot top that.
No, you can't.
I don't care where you coming from, side street, whatever. You cannot.
So what tour was it? Was it like Controversy? Was it the Revolution? What
It was the Revolution. It was the Revolution.
Nice.
It was Prince and the Revolution.
Baby, baby.
I got all that. We got all that and then some.
Wow.
And then on top of that, we got it in free.
Well, you can't beat that.
Bigger than me got
Bigger than me. Okay. You can't beat that.
So it
Man.
was Prince and the
I'm
Revolution.
jealous. I never got to see Prince.
We didn't. I want to say it was the time, but I'm not too sure. But it was definitely Sheila E. And back in those days, Sheila E. had those glowing drumsticks, and so she had the lights were. Of course, the lights were already out. We're in a concert, but they specifically had all the lights off from the stage, and all you saw were her sticks.
Ooh.
When I tell you that was like the best. The best. I hate that song. I hate it. But that was one of my most memorable, and I have to do it again because it was Greensboro Coliseum. So, and it was on a smaller spectrum then. It wasn't as big as it is now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't the whole complex like
It
it is
wasn't
now?
the whole complex like it is. It was just one parking lot. Basically, what I'm saying is just one
Wow.
building. Now it's sections.
That's crazy.
Annexes.
Because I've heard of Greensboro Coliseum for decades because of wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. But they built because of that. They built on because of that. So.
I wish I had seen Prince. Because remember he came here like a year or so before he passed at the
Yeah.
Fox. It was like a
Yeah.
pop-up thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Man, I wish I
And then we were both like, we should go, and we missed it.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's yours, seeing
Yep.
Prince.
Yeah.
Mine is seeing the spaceship explode.
So the 25th Space Shuttle mission is now on the way after more delays than NASA cares to count. This morning, it looked as though they were not going to be able to get off.
1 minute, 15 seconds. Velocity 2,900 feet per second. Altitude 9 nautical miles. Downrange distance 7 nautical miles.
Wow.
That's one of mine. Because that,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
they roll the TV out in class.
The Challenger.
Yeah, they roll that. Hey, it's a special day.
Yeah.
It's a special day.
Yes, it is.
So they roll the TV out.
Lights
That
out.
joker go up.
Yeah.
30 some odd seconds later, we like,
That wasn't supposed to happen.
that was not supposed to happen.
No.
Man. So I thought I was like first, second grade. And then they was like, okay, we're gonna turn this off. You
You made me
kids.
feel old. You said
I know, I know,
I'm sorry.
I know, it's all good. Um,
Okay. Popping collars
Yep,
and
and
all that kind of stuff.
it's like, okay, go back to class. There was no counseling.
Explanation,
There
no
was no
nothing.
comforting. There was no mental health needs or anything like that. I mean, because that was just non-existent back then. It was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Wow.
you seen these people blow up. Okay, go back to class. That's pretty much what it was. And I was in a Catholic school. So, I mean, it was just like, okay,
They didn't pray, send
was
up no
it.
Hail Marys or nothing.
not that I can recall. But one thing I do remember out of that is that I remember one of the astronauts specifically was I think his name was Ronald McNair, and we ended up naming the National Junior Honor Society chapter after him, which I became president of when I was in like the 7th or 8th grade.
And Ronald McNair, A&T alumni.
Get out!
He was an A&T alumni.
Stop it!
Yeah.
Wow, black dude.
Yeah.
He's the only one I really remember from that
Yeah.
shuttle.
If I'm not mistaken, hopefully I am speaking correctly.
Mm-hmm.
But he was an A&T alumni.
Cool.
And he was
Look
an
at that
Aggie,
connection.
Aggie alumni.
Look at that.
Yep.
All the way back then.
Yeah. So we were like, because we didn't know who the rest of them people were.
I sure did.
But it was just that when they mentioned it, I believe they did say because we were there, in Greensboro.
Okay.
Shout out to all the Aggies out there.
Right. Aggie Pride.
Yeah, hello.
All right, so that's
That's your number one.
No, that's not my number one.
I mean,
that's
but
just my first.
That's your first one.
My first
Yep. All right, so it's
I'm
back
hiding
on me.
mine over here on the floor so she can't see it.
Well, then we're gonna put it. I'm gonna get it on the floor so I can't see
Get it on the floor.
Get up. I can't with you. We'll go ahead and start the next one. Do
Really?
the next one. Yeah.
Okay, so the next one, Devil's Night.
If you're under 40, it's likely you've never heard of Devil's Night. But starting in the 1970s through the mid-1990s, it was real and terrible. Each year, on the night before Halloween, Detroit's sprawling and abandoned landscape burned. In 1984, over 800 fires were started, almost twice as many as the years prior.
For those of you who are not from Detroit,
Okay, listen, cause
Devil's Night was, especially back in the 80s, it was bad. What it was is like the day before Halloween, October 30th, they would like set fire to a whole bunch of abandoned buildings and everything like that. So the city would be up in flames the night before Halloween. It got bad. They set a curfew.
and who would be setting these fires, baby?
I don't want to call them like scholars or great students or anything, but it was probably, I mean, who knows? It was people setting fires. Who knows if they were young or old? It could have been a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Because young got to be young. I mean, you don't have to, just because you're old, I mean, you don't do stupid things. So, but yeah, so it freaked me out as a kid because I mean, it had like hundreds and hundreds of fires like every year. But I remember like 84, 85, it was like real bad. But over the years, they put together like community watches and had people driving around, making sure nobody did it. So now it's like pretty much non-existent. But back then, it was bad. Had
I mean, it had to be bad. Y'all put a title to it.
Yeah, had set up a curfew and everything the night before. So yeah, I'll never forget that. And that's where D12 got the album title from.
It was called Hell's Night?
Devil's Night.
Oh, Devil's Night?
Yeah. So that's where they got that title from.
I didn't even know that was the title. I don't know titles of albums.
I
I'll
know.
be
I
honest.
know. It's all good. So, as a kid growing up, that spooked me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you told me
Detroit was hard back in the day, boy.
you told me as an adult and it spooked me. Anything you're a Devil's Night, what the heck is that? And you talking about
rough.
Yeah. And it wasn't even Halloween.
Right. It was the day before. Night before.
I cannot.
Yeah.
But that's big cities, I guess.
So that's the second one I got. What you got?
Oh, big cities. So I was about to say, let's keep the party going.
Let's keep the cameras rolling.
I have a lot of memories for I just realized I have a lot of memories for Greensboro Coliseum.
Okay.
And I just keep going back to that because those were my most memorable getting in those concerts free.
Man, I'm jealous.
Hey,
Can't beat it.
listen, all you gotta do is pretend like you had a ticket. Back then, you didn't have those metal detectors. You didn't have the ticket scans. You didn't have any of those barcodes or anything that you had to scan off of any type of paper ticket.
Right.
You could pretend like you had a ticket and was handing it to someone. Okay.
Right.
And go on in the door. But I'm gonna have to say, seeing Ricky Steamboat. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You see my smile?
Yeah, I seen it.
So genuine.
Hey, he was cold. He was cold.
Yeah, to see him, and I cried. I cried at this wrestling match. It was the wrestling match that my dad took us to. I don't know who was with me, but it was all I remember was my daddy.
Well, that could be an episode all on its own.
Pretty much. What?
Wrestling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's coming.
Everything,
It's coming.
And everything that goes along
It's
with
coming.
it. I got some stories too.
If I'm not mistaken, we seen Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes was there. Dusty Rhodes was always bloody.
Well.
Yeah, he was always bloody, no matter if he won or not. Those little bars that was on his face, those little permanent marks and everything
color,
from
as they call it in the business.
basically. But yeah, I cried. I cried that night because Ricky Steamboat, he lost that night.
Did he?
Yeah, and I cried. I cried like a big old baby. My daddy was trying to console me, talking about it's fake. I was like, it is not
right.
fake.
It is not.
He
fake.
lost.
It is real.
They were bleeding and everything. It was just, yeah, it was most.
The outcome may be predetermined, but them hits ain't that fake.
Yeah, and then some of them you couldn't fake it,
Right.
or you missed and you hit them for real.
Hey, you see, Stone Cold broke his neck for real on the pile driver.
Yeah.
That was real.
Hey, that was real.
Fake.
Oh, that was
That was real. Oh, this is real.
Oh, this is real. This is real. All right, so that was my yeah, another memorable moment.
So,
it's back on me?
It's back on you. You
Okay.
made me go twice.
Yeah, that's true. So, Greensboro Coliseum again. You know what? I'm not saying that I had a boring 80s life. I really didn't. But I'm just saying, back then, if you know, you know. It's not, Greensboro is a lot bigger now than it was when we were growing up. So, when we had moments of getting out, hey, it was top tier.
Okay.
Listen. So I've seen this group many times, and I've seen them maybe about 2 or 3 times with you. But my first time seeing New Edition. Listen. Mister.
They ain't fight on stage that time, did they?
12. I don't know how old they were. I don't know how. Back then, I think they had to have been at least 17 or 18 years old.
Probably, yeah.
At least 17 or 18 years old. But this is without Johnny Gill, you guys.
Right.
The original New Edition. So I remember the
stamina out this world. Just
oh my gosh, and it was
crazy.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was just them.
Nobody opened up.
I don't think no one opened up for.
Well, that's the norm, ain't it?
Well, now it is.
Okay.
I mean, was probably the norm, but they had somebody open up. I don't remember who it was because I didn't come to see them.
What song do you remember being performed the most?
Candy Girl.
Candy Girl out. You got a Kool-Aid smile. Look
Yeah,
at you.
Candy Girl. I love that song. And Telephone Man. I love that song. I love them.
Okay.
Shout out to Ronnie DeVoe.
Yeah, she loves Ronnie. He's
Okay,
he's the dancer of the group.
Sorry.
He's the best dancer. It's effortless.
Sorry.
It's effortless.
And I will scream his name to the top of my lungs every time we go see him. Yes, we will. All right, so
it's on me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. My next one is
oh gosh.
the TV going off. And you were just sitting there trying to go to sleep.
The way you said it, though.
I mean, the national anthem used to play.
The flag used to play.
Flag.
The flag used to
The national anthem.
show the flag.
And then it would go.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Snow.
That was it. There was nothing. That was like, I forget, it was like 12 or 1 o'clock, something like that.
There was no streaming.
Nothing.
There was no Wi-Fi.
The only thing you could watch is if you had a VCR. Then you could on the tape.
That was it.
You was sitting there, dang, it's quiet.
And you better not put, oh, you know what? And then you got to think about that. Was there VCRs then?
Not everybody had
Yeah,
one.
not everybody had. That was a luxury.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they ran for.
Oh, they was like $350, $400. The high end ones.
Are you sure?
Oh, I looked at a dog on catalog. Like on Facebook, they had like how much VCRs used to cost and like the Sears catalog and stuff back in the day, and them jokers was like $300.
When they first came out,
$300.
that was a lot.
High end was $350, $399.
That was a lot for back then.
Yeah, it was a lot. It's a lot now.
Well, shout out to my mama. I don't know what kind of hustling you was doing,
Right.
but you got that VCR, bro.
But yeah, that was the only way. I mean, and it was just so silent and just nothing. Oh my God, I used to hate it.
Boring.
Boring.
It was like, what we supposed to do now?
Right.
Go to sleep?
I can't go to sleep without no noise.
Hot mess.
like, I think, was it, they might have probably mentioned it in Don't Be a Minute. It's like, you know, you got used to going to sleep with sirens and gunshots and stuff.
It's different.
Like when it's quiet, it's like,
What are you supposed to do?
what am I supposed to do?
That's not normal.
No.
It's like that Walking
But the
Dead
TV
episode.
going off, that was something, boy.
Yeah.
That was something.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's on you.
No, it's back on.
It's back on me again.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So what we on, number 3?
This will be my 4th one.
You're right.
Oh yeah, another one of those luxury items. I remember when we first got a microwave.
Yes.
Them jokers was expensive too, but when we first got a microwave,
Yes.
it changed life. You hear me?
Oh my gosh.
Man, see, nowadays everybody got a microwave. You know, microwave costs what, $50. You know what I mean?
Microwaves come in houses.
Right. You know what I mean?
It's automatic.
No, back in the day, when we got that microwave, man, it changed life. It was like getting an air fryer or something,
Yeah.
man. It changed life because I remember everything was warmed up on the stove and in the oven.
That was it.
And then they was talking about how you ain't want to stand next to the microwave because the radiation waves and all that. We was all scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna do something to your brain. You're not gonna be able to think.
That, and don't put no forks and no aluminum in there because it'll blow up and explode.
It did.
Yeah.
We found out the hard way.
Right. So I mean, it just takes me back, man. And you know, they was all, you know, the standard
Yeah.
doo-doo brown and big blocky, and you know what I mean?
They were all brown.
Or mustard yellow or something. Just something ugly.
Yeah, yes, mustard yellow.
It was like between yellow and brown. It was just nasty colored, like
Just dingy.
dingy. Like them Tupperwares, how they was all just
We can talk about that too.
right. That's another one.
Oh
That's
my
another
gosh,
episode.
we got so many topics. So many topics. We can go on and on and on.
Mhm. Yeah.
You said doo-doo brown though. I was about to holler. What is
Doo-doo brown. 976.
976? I said
Doo-doo.
Hilarious.
So it's on you.
Okay. So it's on me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do something specifically for North Carolina. Okay, another one. I say Greensboro Coliseum for like 3 times.
You really have.
So we used to go to. Okay, so back in the day, when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But something I wish I was a kid again. Okay. Parents were allowed to drop their kids off at Skate Station at 6:30 for the 7 to 7, where the kids would be locked in at the skate station.
Okay.
7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Whoa, time out. What? They taught y'all like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. No kids go
That
in.
country living. What?
No kids come in. No kids go out. It was like,
How old were you?
we did it so many times.
Oh,
We were young.
Oh,
young.
okay.
Yeah, we were young, but I would go with my sisters and
Okay.
Lane and Versailles.
Okay.
Shout out to my cousins.
Like they trust y'all like that? But I'm thinking teenage. No, okay.
It was it. When I tell you, It was the best experience as a child ever. I guess we probably, when I think about it now, I think we took it for granted that we were away from our parents.
Mm-hmm.
We were away from adults. And we didn't have any supervision, none whatsoever. My mama gave us enough food to get something to eat and get our skates.
Skating is fun, man.
And if you had extra money, you got to make sure you, whatever it was, if you got an allowance, you make sure you had extra money because you had the jukebox, you had the games, all the video games and stuff. So me and Lamy used to play video games all night. When we were tired of skating, we would skate and skate and skate, and then we would take our skates off, and then the music would start, and we'd be all on the skating ring dancing. I remember doing the alligator. Y'all know what the alligator?
What do you call the alligator?
Okay.
The worm?
No, it's not the worm. But it was like, you know, the guy would be down on the floor and they'd be like this with their hands, and the girl would be on. The girl would be on them like, it was real nasty.
Oh, yeah.
It was a real nasty dance. Now that I think about it.
Okay, so you didn't just put memories in my head. So this is just as far as skating is concerned.
Okay. Well, you got to go there.
So since you brought up skating.
You already had that on your list?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
But I can't let my skating, you know, stories or experience go without being said when you brought up skating. Okay, so my experience skating was I would go, but I barely skated. Because we'd be on the side dancing. Yeah, nasty. And it would be Luke and Poison Clan and all that stuff playing. So I spent most of my time dancing. But so I'm from the east side of Detroit, and we went skating at Skateland, and that joker. So okay, it's in the hood, so it's small.
I love.
There's no rails. Okay, so
what?
There's no rails. So you come.
You gotta know how to. You gotta know how to skate.
Okay, so you go in. You know, it was like a shag rug all the way around this side. The DJ booth was like here. So shag rug all the way here. You got the far end was like glass, like a mirror glass. Yeah. And then the side where you would think it would probably be a rail, opposite that side, there was no rail. That's what people pretty much got on and got off. Right.
Oh, okay.
So there was no rails. It was small. You had to know how to skate. It used to be fights all the time. People getting stumped out with the skates on. Yeah. We skated hard. You seen how, well, and then when Shamanda, I took her skating, we went to Northland. Northland, to me, as an East Sider going to Skateland, was like in Roll Bounce when they went to the big one that they went to. What was the name of that skating rink they went to?
ATL?
No. And Roll Bounce when they went and they saw Sweetness in them. How big that was. Yeah. That's how Northland was for me. Yeah. That's how Northland was for me going there. Like, this joker is huge. Yeah. All nice and just set up.
I didn't like their floor, though.
You like it?
It was too slippery. When we went that Saturday morning. Okay. Yeah, it was too slippery.
Yeah, but skating used to be fun. Well, skating used to be fun. And video games and the food. Just the whole thing with your friends. You know, it was a time, skating.
It still is. Yeah. Except for now, we have to take ibuprofen.
Right. Because, man, you stretch muscles and you ain't even know you had.
Dude, your pinky toe be hurting when you get from out of there.
Okay, so we got up on a tangent there. But
yeah, we did.
So you got to finish this off with your last one. And then it'll be on me.
So, this is, if I had to number it, this would be my number one. And that's spending summers with at Dot House on Obermeyer Street. And for those that are from Greensboro, North Carolina, I grew up where A&T is. Literally. When they started building different parts for A&T, they took the street that my grandma and my uncle and auntie, they all had. I think they bought that. When the library was built, before they built the library, it was nothing but dirt piles.
Wow.
And me and my cousins used to climb the dirt piles and then run down them.
I'm pretty sure y'all did that with bikes too, didn't you?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
I didn't. Well, I didn't have a bike. It was, whatever I could get on. We had wagons.
Yeah.
We would take the wagons and then hold the
radio flyers.
Yeah, hold the handle and ride down. We did so much. Those were like it's memories for various reasons. Because if you look back, those places, the house is not there anymore. The backyard, it was a big backyard. The backyard is not there anymore. So when you ride past it, you really can't ride past it because it's no longer a street. It's housing for the students, if I'm not mistaken. It's housing for the students. So that would actually be my number one memory for the 80s because I love going over to Dot Dot house and just hanging out outside, backyard, and then taking walks. Grandma, look, Dot Dot didn't know where we were. We'd be all the way up Market Street, going to Parker Brothers, getting chicken, doing all kinds of stuff. Shout out to Darius. But yeah, we used to do all that.
Okay. All right. My final one, since we only stuck it at 5 to keep it timely.
Okay.
Is my first actual memory. Like I say, yeah, I remember that.
Oh no, I know
My
what this
third
is.
birthday. So my third birthday, had a party at McDonald's. Y'all remember we used to have birthday parties at McDonald's. McDonald's was a spot to have a birthday party.
You better believe it.
Man, you wasn't somebody if you ain't have your birthday party at McDonald's.
It wasn't just a play center. They actually had somebody that worked there that did the birthday party.
Yeah. I remember my dad coming in with the cake and everything. I remember sitting with my cousin, and my cousin asked me for some fries and telling him, no, you can't have none of my fries.
You remember this at 3?
I remember that at 3.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I know.
I mean, but I like it.
But it was the McDonald's on Gratiot and French Road.
Wow.
Yep, Gratiot and French Road, right by down the street from Better Made potato chips. My auntie ended up was the manager there. So when I was 5, I actually worked there with her. I was like behind the counter getting stuff. So technically, that was my first job.
Technically at 5.
Yeah. Gratiot and French Road.
I was working at 5 years old, though.
The third birthday party, remember that? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So many memories. I know we only had to do 5, but it's so many memories.
Oh, it's a lot.
We could go on and on and on and on.
And on. Because I got my 10th birthday party on tape, and I still throw that joker in every now and then.
He really does. Every now and then, yes, he will. It's good
If
memories.
it becomes in discussion, I'll put a clip out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, back in the day where everybody has phones now that they can record. We didn't have that. We had the big old hunk.
Yeah,
video
my
camera.
Uncle Leonard, my other Uncle Leonard.
Yeah.
He's the one that recorded it.
Yeah, just on the shoulder, like you recording for the TV.
Yep. Rest in peace, Uncle Leonard.
So yeah, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that we could actually talk about forever. But we're just going to keep it limited. This is what we have.
And that's it for the first episode.
Yes.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to end it with this saying that, because I'm going to bring this up pretty sure on a future episode. So back in the day in Detroit, we had our own version of Soul Train. So it was called The Scene. And this was in the 70s. And then in the 80s and 90s, it was called The New Dance Show. And that's a whole...
Your shoulders got the movement.
Man, there's so much stuff that goes along with it, you don't even understand. But the host at the end of the scene just say, sugar is sugar, salt is salt. If you didn't get down, it wasn't my fault. So we're going to end it with that. Love y'all. What up, though? Representing always.
See you guys. Love you guys. Bye.